Hello everyone and welcome back to my Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes display. The last time we defeated the upper management of racism. We're not at the CEO yet, but we're working our way up there. I mean, probably not at this route, if at all, which we probably won't, let's be real. But like, if we fought the CEO of racism, of course it would have to be Claude, but like, we're getting up there. We're getting closer to the CEO of racism. Each route a little bit. And yeah. This joke is stupid. Why do I keep going with this? Anyway, let's continue on.
Your mages have met their end, Cornelia. And soon, so will you. You cannot warp yourself out of this.
Okay, I guess my question is answered from the last part.
Now let me ask you again. What became of my stepmother? Does she yet live?
No, long dead, I'm afraid. She killed the husband who kept her from the sweet little daughter she loved so dearly, only to lose her own life at that same daughter's hand.
You can't mean...
Didn't I already tell you? Your stepsister has the answers. Oh, so this body has reached its end. How pitifully frail you all are.
Damn. Actually killed the upper management of race. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yay, level 57. Now I can basically play this mission now.
One step closer to...
Bam, bam, bam.
Yay! I'm just getting started.
Yay, you did a very good job. And we're actually fun to play, which is rare for a mage.
Now.
I mean, I like playing as Mercedes too, but like... Now I'm doing more playing as her, because she's a dancer now. Oh, get some money. Thank God I need that. Look at this. B. Renowned mercenary. For mastering, so what?
If I seek the truth, I'll have to retrieve it from the Emperor herself. Cornelia said as much before her spirit left this realm.
This is so weird to me though. Like, Edelgard literally does not remember anything. I'm so confused. I'm literally so confused. Or am I forgetting something from, like, pre-time skip? I'm like, what? Or like, the, like, pre-house game. I'm so confused.
Only a fool would take that temptress at her word. But I do believe there is truth to her claim. Edelgard knows something.
No, she doesn't. So this plot point is gonna not get resolved or what? That's so disappointing.
The Empire was surely involved in my father's death. And perhaps she was as well.
Hold on, Boar. You owe us all an explanation here. The Emperor is your stepsister?
Oh yeah, about that little detail, huh?
My apologies. I suppose I never mentioned it.
I mean, she doesn't even remember him, so this is kind of sad.
So if I've got this straight, after you were born, your dad got remarried to her mom?
Correct. Though the truth of my stepmother's background was never revealed to the public, as you can imagine. Of course, all that is in the past now. There is no reason to keep hiding it from my closest allies.
Your Majesty, if I may, I can handle the explanation.
That will no doubt prove faster. You knew my father many years longer than I did.
It all started 20 years ago, when a dreadful plague ravaged Ferdiad. King Lambert's wife was among those claimed by its spread. In hopes of bringing an end to the epidemic, the king sought experts from across the land. Scholars, doctors, mages. Among those, it was an imperial scholar by the name of Cornelia who finally turned the page on our suffering and put an end to the pestilence.
Oh yes, I've heard about that. She helped develop many of the districts in the capital as well, didn't she? It's a little weird to think she's the one who planned out the places we all lived.
They even used to call her a saint. What could have happened to her to make her so... different?
Somebody just took her identity, for example.
Interestingly enough, she never asked for any kind of reward for her feat. Well, at first. In lieu of any compensation, monetary or otherwise, she requested that we rescue one of her old friends from the Empire. Which is the story of how the late king came to meet his future wife, Lady Patricia. Or should I say, Lady Anselma.
I don't get it. Why would she need saving?
I'm not sure of all the details myself, but I know she was banished from the court after becoming involved in some sort of political dispute. Lambert always did have a soft spot for those in need. And of course, in the thick of all that, the two developed feelings for each other. It's difficult to say for sure if it was love, but it was something. Anyway, that's all I have.
Looking back on the events now, it's hard to know just how much of it was part of Cornelia's plot. In any case, I must learn more about my stepmother's death. I have no doubt it connects in some manner to the truth about the tragedy. Who was Cornelia working for? And what was Edelgard's role in all of it? If I truly want to know, well, there's only one person I can turn to.
You want to get answers from the Emperor of the very region we're at war with? Is that even possible? I mean, Edelgard is our enemy. She and her like have stamped the life out of so many of our allies. And we've done the same to hers. I don't see how the two sides could just sit down for a chat after all that.
Perhaps not. Make no mistake, she is still our bitter enemy. But I've no other choice. We've extracted all the information we could from the Western Lords. And as Cornelia has departed this world, the Emperor is the only one left we can turn to. Gustav, I'll be leaving reconstruction of the West to you and the Baron.
Understood, Your Majesty. Do you mean to make for Aryan Road?
Indeed I do. Even the most impregnable fortress in all Fódlan cannot hold off an onslaught forever. I know not how or when Edelgard will make her presence known, but we must hold the Silver Maiden, by any means necessary.
Yeah. New save file. Let's go.
Azure Gleam. Reunion at the Fortress City.
But as you can tell, I'm getting pretty confused by the story. Or where it's heading.
The Kingdom Army crushes the Western Lords, and with them, the budding civil war. But amidst the chaos, Adrestia strikes at Aryan Road. Dimitri marches on the Fortress City at once, and challenges the Emperor herself to save those trapped within the Silver Maiden's walls.
To be fair, this story could go in a bit of a different direction.
Let's reacquaint ourselves with the situation.
But like, even then, like I said, I feel like these like few in between chapters, you unlock by recruiting Byleth are fixed. So those would always be the same. So we already know the conversation, and we already know that Edelgard doesn't know what the heck Dimitri is talking about. So if we go the same path of recruiting Byleth, this is just gonna end up being really unsatisfying. Like, oh, what? I don't know. I don't know if the other route is different, like if you don't recruit Byleth. I mean, I know it's different, but like, I don't know if we like technically get our answers or whatever. But that would be weird, considering the Byleth route is supposed to be the good, happy, better ending. So it's kind of odd, to be honest. It's also just odd after this to randomly I don't know, man. This story confuses me so far.
Our forces have already pulled out of Arundel territory and withdrawn to the fortress city of Aryan Road.
I mean, I should clarify. It confuses me only because I played Black Eagles first, obviously. If I hadn't played Black Eagles first, I think I would just be like, ooh, let's get to Edelgard and get our answers. And now I'm like, we are probably not gonna get any? So,
The same city which finds itself now besieged by the Imperial Army.
Most troubling, Your Majesty.
The Knights of Seros dispatched their very best to the scene, but they find themselves at the sword end of the Emperor's personal guard.
And Hubert especially.
Still, the Citadel will not fall easily. The stalemate could continue for some time yet.
Can we really afford to wait, though? Aryan Road supplies have got to be running thin by now.
If we go without proper preparation, the Imperial Army will simply crush us.
Agreed. We should be using the time we have to strike in a manner most favorable to our situation. What we need to do is sever the Imperial supply chain. Then, overwhelm and exterminate the withering remains of Edelgard's army.
Not the supply chain issues, no.
Hold on.
For real.
You want to win the whole war in one go?
Indeed I do. We have been gifted the opportunity of a lifetime, and I do not intend to let it slip through my fingers.
Dimitri, there's still a lot of chapters to go, so this is not gonna work. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry.
It will be a pincer attack, with the fortress at the Empire's front and our battalion at their rear. Even with their larger numbers, we will hold the advantage.
All the more so with the Knights of Saros in charge of defending Aryan Road.
And even if the Emperor herself escapes, we'll have still dealt a huge blow to the Empire's military.
Oh, I feel nervous all of a sudden. I never expected we'd reach a decisive battle like this so soon. Will we truly be able to win?
Yeah!
We can do this. I know we can. The terrain here is in our favor. As long as we press that advantage, we'll come out on top.
I mean, I personally don't think we're gonna come out on top, but Maya thinks that. Because yes.
Let us rally the troops, Your Majesty.
Yes. Onward. To victory.
Ding, 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 ding. Hi, Claude.
There we have it. The Empire and the Kingdom finally squaring off in broad daylight. What a fascinating development. And a troubling one.
I am well acquainted with that look of yours, Claude. What could you be scheming this time? If I recall, you made a similar face the other afternoon when we swept aside the Imperial Army ourselves.
Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I'm just contemplating the fate of the Alliance the only way I know how.
Don't worry about him, Lawrence. He doesn't always look it, but Claude takes this stuff seriously. I promise.
She's right, you know. I'm constantly thinking about our next plan of action. Thankfully, the Empire's turned its beady little eyes away from us for now. It seems they're focusing all their attention on the West. And we owe that title shift to Duke Gloucester's feigned betrayal. The former Duke Gloucester, I mean. Thanks to him, we managed to run the Empire clean out of Leicester. But there's more to their strategy shift than that.
Do you speak of the unrest within the kingdom? Such internal struggles would certainly leave them rather defenseless in the wake of an attack. But the situation may change anew at any moment. We mustn't grow complacent. If they emerge victorious against the kingdom, it is difficult to imagine what course of action the Imperial Army would take next.
Yeah. Whatever happens in this battle, it'll shape the future of Fódlan for years to come. I might be brilliant, but even I'm having trouble predicting who's gonna come out on top. But whoever it is, I'd bet anything we'll need to strike a deal to keep them at bay. I guess we should be ready for either outcome. Oh, and Lawrence, I'll be asking all sorts of little favors from you, so plan on being busy for a long while.
Nice.
If needs must, I would do anything for the Alliance.
We can't stand in the crossfire between the Kingdom and the Empire forever. It's high time the Alliance grabbed the reins of history and started steering in our own direction.
Uh-oh. What is he scheming? Big war map again. Oh man. The last recording took quite a bit longer because the war map was like long and like more difficult and stuff. And yeah. Not really anything new. I actually want to check the paralogs, which we don't have apparently. Never mind. The Saint's Forge. Okay, Flame and setup. What level are you? 63, man. Man. I mean, then this mission is probably also going to be level 63. So, good to know, I guess. For me, at least. Oh.
Over here.
Hi, Dimitri.
Do you have a moment?
Forgive me for asking, but I would appreciate it if you did not divulge the information regarding my father and stepmother. Yeah, makes sense. I thought it appropriate to share it with those I trust, but then many people would consider it a scandal. Yeah. Got it. Mum's the word.
You have my thanks.
You have my gratitude, Maya. I guess even nobles have it rough sometimes. I suppose so. I would prefer it if everyone were free to live their lives as they please. I know not how long it will take, but I would dearly like to see such a world realized. At a little bit of a slower pace than Edelgard, I guess. Oh yeah, Alvo. I keep forgetting you. I'm kind of sorry. What's the matter? Having second thoughts? Don't worry about it. You're human after all. A little wavering is only natural. What does it mean? I'll guide you to the right answer. No, will you? And yeah, give me a sec. I'll be back. Okay, moving on. You.
Did you need something?
House Rowe betrayed the Empire and defected to the Kingdom when Aryan Road was built. That is why both the Empire and Kingdom have long held them in contempt for their wavering loyalty. It is quite likely the Count has developed something of an inferiority complex over time. Nevertheless, this is a prime example of what happens when you bite the hand, or in this case hands, that feed you. I mean, to be fair, if you're like feeding off of both hands, you have to bite at least one of them at some point.
What do you say?
Those soldiers from Dusker aren't just pretending to help, so they can stab us in the back, are they? They're volunteers, so most of them are probably on good terms with Fargus. But some might still hold a grudge. I have to admit, it's kind of nerve-wracking hoping they'll watch my back on the battlefield. Damn. Can't believe you're a racist. I thought we defeated the upper management of racism. SMH, man. SMH.
Not good.
So vain.
Little help here?
Count Rowe's confidant, Lord Gwendol, was in charge of Iron Road's arsenal. He went missing when the Count surrendered, meaning he's undoubtedly with the enemy now. We should have hunted him down before. Left no stern unturned. Goddammit, I can't read you. You're probably right. The idea of a massive Imperial army waiting for us has me shaking in my boots.
Hear you there.
Me too. I hope the knights and my brother can hold out a little while longer. I don't know why I just suddenly lost the ability to read. I'm sorry. We've had some tough battles, but something tells me this one's going to be particularly harrowing.
Let's see.
My father said he would lend us a hand as well, but who knows what will happen. What if he randomly betrays us? Because yes. What then, Sylvain? What then?
How can I serve?
The Imperial army has kept quiet for a good while. They've only now suddenly made a move. Either they figured out that our primary force is leaving the stronghold, or perhaps they've assembled enough soldiers to crush them regardless. In either case, the battle is sure to be arduous. We must brace ourselves for the worst. Indeed. Indeed. Hi Petra, how you doing? I am having gratitude to be returning to the south. I was reaching my limit with the cold. But now, instead of cold, Lady Edelgard is coming here. I am thinking both are strong enemies. I must be overcoming. I mean, she do be the cold that is approaching, I guess. I mean, I guess her element is more fire, but... Details. Aryan Road, huh? I can't believe this is how I am returning to Row territory. I guess it's former Row territory now. Things have really changed, haven't they?
Oh no.
Before the war, I never would have imagined I'd end up in this situation. Not mission. I mean, you also probably didn't expect us to end up in this mission.
Nothing to report.
Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. The Kingdom Army and the Knights of Ceres must be putting everything they've got at defending off the enemy. We've got to help them as soon as possible. In the meantime, consider these gates kept. By me, of course. Yeah. Let's go, brother. Whoops. I thought the lady was the one to talk, but I guess it's him.
What is it?
It's been one deadly battle after another, from the capital all the way to Aryan Road. Still, as long as I'm with you, I know we'll get through it somehow. Although I suppose it's always the overly optimistic people who wind up dead. Yeah, curious, am I right? I happy. It's so weird. I feel like we've been at a war with our own people for so long now. I'm glad we got all that squared away. Fighting's a lot easier when you don't have the guild dragging you down. Yee. Yeah, for sure. Morale really affects how people fight. Totally. Now we can all focus on busting up the Imperial Army. Hell yeah. Let's go. Ugh. As long as we only, like... whatever. We're gonna bust up Hubert at some point, and I'm gonna be sad about that, okay?
How can I be of service?
Margrave Gautier had a wife who hailed from the Empire. The first child she bore is that scoundrel, Lord Micklin. Then, while pregnant with their second child, she fled to the northern castle to avoid an epidemic that was spreading at the time. That is when she lost her life in a strang raid. Such a tragic story. Indeed. Hi, Bernie. I feel like you're not gonna come out of there in this route, are you? Oh no, I heard that Edelgard's going to attack us. I know Iron Road's supposed to be great for hiding, but still.
Oh no!
No, we're safe from Edelgard. Yeah, oh, poor Bernie. Poor Bernie indeed. Oh, the besties chilling together. Oh, I'm just so nervous. We're going against the Emperor's personal guard, aren't we?
That isn't good.
The size of the Empire's force is overwhelming. I wonder if we'll all make it back safely. Yeah. Don't worry, Mercedes. As long as we stick to the plan, we'll win for sure. Yes, you're right. I know we can win. We just have to give it our best, right? Please be careful out there, Maya. I cannot bear to see another friend get hurt. Yeah.
On that note...
My father and uncle are securing the western front. They should be fine for now. Simon was still a no-show, though, despite how bad the situation was. Simon? My cousin, yeah. He's the heir to House Dominic. He doesn't get along with my uncle very well, and he tends to just disappear at the drop of a hat. He's not a bad person or anything, but I really wonder where he is. He's just gone. Nowhere to be seen. Forgot my text. Imagine reading that. Couldn't be me.
May I have a word?
When I visited Aryan Road some years ago, the Count had a boy with him who he claimed was his adopted son. The boy had such a beautiful face, yet an air of viciousness hung about him. Those within the castle said the Count was completely enamored of the young lad's charm. Oh dear, I should refrain from spreading rumors that besmirch the dead. Forget I said anything.
Oh, hey! I was thinking.
Apparently Count Duval's been willingly cooperating with the investigation into the Western Lords. He's been in hot water with the Western Church on several occasions over how he manages the sacred lands in the territory, his territory. I'm willing to bet he doesn't want to oppose the royal family and lose the Central Church's backing. At any rate, things should be calming down in the west. Now we need to just get on over to Aryan Road. Yes. Yes, indeed. You.
Hello, you.
Have you seen the mountain range to the northwest? The big one's called the Sacred Mountain. I have no idea how you're supposed to say that. It separates Dusker from Fargus. I was born and raised in a town at its foot. Back then, it was a quiet place, frequented by merchants and travelers from all over the kingdom. I'm going to return to my hometown through I read it right the first time. Why did I correct myself? I'm going to return my hometown to its former glory, if it's the last thing I do. Yeah, sure, you do that. Ooms? Hi, Ingrid.
Can we speak a moment?
We've received word that fighting in the east has abated. We anticipated that the Emperor would focus her efforts on the western front from here on out, but none of us expected that the Emperor herself would lead the attack. I mean, she does that sometimes. However, this could present us with an opportunity, just as His Majesty said. Let's defeat the Emperor right now and end this war once and for all. Well, that's not gonna work out. We've still got a lot of chapters to go. And like a whole time skip, I think. So,
Yes.
Oh god, hi. I stopped by Iron Road to see Catherine before I came here. Shamir was there too. You remember her? Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, she was in the Knights of Ceres, but I don't think we ever talked. It's been a while since she left the Order, but I'm really glad I got to see her again. Shamir is the one who taught me how to use a bow. Honestly, I would have liked to stay and fight alongside her. But Lady Rhea would be mighty upset if I went and got myself killed. Indeed. Don't get yourself killed randomly, that's not a good idea. Allow you.
How may I help you?
So I've been thinking, it's true the Empire has been way too aggressive. But on the other hand, the Kingdom's just been avoiding the problem. Only time will tell which course is more effective. Wait, I think I did not.
How may I help you?
The Empire has been too aggressive, and the King. Okay. For some reason, I read Kingdom both times, at least in my head. I don't know what I said out loud, but that didn't make any sense to me. So,
well,
the construction of Aryan Road was originally funded by the Empire. House Rowe, who were mere lords at the time, traded over to the Kingdom. In exchange, they were granted the title of Count and became the major lords of southern Fargus. You're cool, Dedu. Wow, Dedu, you're quite the history buff. I am His Majesty's attendant. It is only natural I know these things. Of course, the fortress's structure has changed since the Empire controlled it. However, if any members of House Rowe remain within the enemy's rank,
let us go.
There's no telling how the siege will play out. We must hurry. Indeed. In an alternate universe, they actually did manage to break the siege, so Hi, Dorothea.
That's not good.
So the time has finally come. I knew our path would cross eventually, so long as I was part of the Kingdom army.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, going up against the Imperial army means confronting the Emperor directly. I get why you're worried. Yes. I wonder how I should carry myself if and when I face her. If I lose again, I'll have to surrender to the Empire. That thought keeps going around in my mind. You go from the Empire to the Kingdom and then back to the Empire again. Oof.
Actually,
Dimitri mentioned that he wanted to speak with Edelgard. He has something he wishes to ask her, whatever it may be. I am certain it is extremely important. However, everyone else is striving to defeat the Emperor and end the war. If Edelgard perishes, so too goes his chance to speak with her. And then his words will remain forever unsaid. I'm gonna confuse. Hard to say, but I'm sure Dimitri will figure it out. Well, that is not very reassuring, but I suppose you're right. Indeed. I was about to say this is the depression corner and then Rodrigue spawned. I still got a lot of questions about the late King and Lady Patricia. Assuming that Cornelia did in fact bring the two of them together and urged the late King to marry her. Was Lady Patricia also evil, or was she a good person who fell in the clutches of that harpy?
What in the world?
Keep your voice down, Felix. Only a small number of people are privy to the story. Cornelia's word cannot be trusted. Neither can the Emperor's, for that matter, as she is our enemy. Listen well, Felix. The only truth you need to believe is your own. Do not be swayed by the words of... Enough. I don't need another lecture. It was a mistake to even bring it up with you. Oh well, my apologies. It seems I've said one word too many. Try a lot of words too many. Indeed. Doom, 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 doom. Imagine having too many words. Couldn't be me.
Can I help you?
The knights who were stationed in former Arundel territory have made us retreat to Aryan Road. They've joined up with our forces inside the fortress and are preparing for the siege. Lady Catherine and the rest of the knights are exceptional fighters, of course. But even so, I'm not sure how long they can hold out, given who they face. You must hurry. They'll be fine, no worries. I said it.
A moment.
Word has it that Shamir has joined Catherine in Aaron Road. The Archbishop is rather concerned for Catherine's safety, but if those two are together, then they are 100, nay, 1,000 strong. Indeed. We must be stalwart as well. Let us prepare for the coming battle against the Emperor. Yes. And that is everyone. That is actually everyone. And we do have like a little bit of time. I think one support. One of these, Dimitri. Oh, I don't, I want you to do our Felix, let's go with Felix. Damn.
How long are you going to keep staring blankly like an idiot? You should eat.
You're right. My apologies.
Let me guess, you're in a tizzy about how best to make use of the Church's forces. Or maybe you're just worried about how our forces will survive the winter. Well, knock it off. A good leader knows when to let their vassals do the worrying for them.
Is that why you left your uncle in charge of House Fraldarius?
Yes. Though I've been returning to the territory the moment any issues arise with his governance.
And your mother? Is she in good health? I imagine it's difficult to manage all the family squabbles on her own.
Oh, she's fine. She's good at that sort of thing. I actually think she likes it. I suggest you focus on your own issues for once, instead of worrying about everyone else.
I'm not sure that's possible. Oh, but that does remind me. I hear the Knights wanted to hold a joint training session.
Forget it. You'll never change. I'd tell you to stop brooding so much, but I'd be wasting my breath.
I cannot afford to lose this war, Felix. I must protect the kingdom. I must avenge the fallen. Each day, we draw ever closer to those who pulled the actual strings. I've already punished any who knew of the plan and did nothing, as well as a number of middle-rank conspirators. But it isn't enough. There are still those who must answer for this crime with their lives.
You are a book with one chapter and no ending. What will you do when you actually have this revenge of yours?
Oh my god, that is a sick bird, Felix. I like that. I gotta remember that. Honestly, I should. I'm gonna post that in one of Prados' stream chats. I have to at some point. That's just too good.
I don't know. But if I can quell their grief and their hate, it will be enough. Do you hate me, Felix? After all, I saw Glenn die. I watched it and could do nothing. His end lies on my shoulders.
That's enough. I don't hate you, okay? You weren't responsible for any of that. They didn't die for your sake. They made their own choices of their own free will. Don't be so conceited.
But surely they didn't want to die. Yet they did so to protect me. Me. I am undeserving of such sacrifice.
I told you to quit brooding and eat. Your food's going to rot if you wait any longer.
Yes, of course.
Okay, Felix, I'm gonna eat. Oh man, that was actually quite like this is like suffering from this support conversation syndrome of we have a very serious conversation, but we have like happy-go-lucky music in the background, so it's really hard to take it seriously. I mean, there was some heavy stuff, but like the music was like dee 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 dee. I don't know, that's not the music, but could you imagine if you just put that music in the background? Oh god, it's weird. My coughing is mostly better now, but for some reason, whenever I laugh, like I just cough. It's bad. And now we're over the time, but I at least want to have Dimitri. Yeah, I stumbled over his name 3 times. At least I want to have Dimitri's supports done. Maybe. At least I want to have these done. I don't know if that's a bad idea, but at least one more. It's fine.
You must rest, Your Majesty. These late hours will only undermine your health.
I appreciate your concern, but I fear sleep eludes me after our last battle. No need to wait for me to do, or to worry. I'll rest when I find a suitable stopping point.
You said the same the other day, then worked until the break of dawn.
I should know better than to argue when you get like this. Very well. I'll rest once I know these documents contain no errors. And if you assist me, it will go all the faster.
This is written in the language of Duscar. Is it a letter to the leadership?
Yes. I'd asked their cooperation in investigating a number of matters pertaining to the tragedy of Duscar. Some interim reports arrived the other day, so I'm thanking them for those and requesting a further investigation into another matter.
I see. Such important tasks warrant daylight. Can this not wait until morning?
And what if I fall in battle tomorrow and the work remains forever unfinished? I must do all that I can while I still draw breath. I will uncover the truth of that day and exact revenge for the dead. I swear it. There's no time to waste. After all, it doesn't appear resolving this issue will be as simple as just setting all the perpetrators to meet their end.
All the more reason to rest and preserve your health.
The two must feel like a broken record at this point.
My rest and health can wait. At least until I've looked through these inquiries into the Western Front. And I should put in some training before I sleep, to make up for all this desk work.
Do you still have nightmares of that day?
You remember then? I'm surprised. I've not mentioned them in years. I used to summon you to my room under the pretense of keeping you safe from the others in the castle. Then I'd have you listen to me babble until sleep finally claimed me.
I've always been grateful for the consideration you showed.
It was my own selfishness, nothing praiseworthy.
Well, if sleep still evades you, I would be happy to lend an ear.
That would only succeed in exhausting us both. We have an early start tomorrow, so please, get some rest. I know you will once again implore me not to overextend myself. But I assure you that I know my own limits better than anyone.
At least let me bring tea before I depart.
That would be wonderful to do. And apologies for always putting you through so much trouble.
Damn. Poor the dude he just wants Dimitri to get some sleep, but Dimitri's like, no. Also, like, I know my limits, so I know when I break them. Let's go. Yeah, I want that support, and then we're done. Then we're done. I promise. Then we're done. Oh god.
No, Annette! Get back!
Oh, that was a close one. Good thing we had water nearby.
My apologies. It was foolish for me to attempt that without prior experience.
No, it was my fault for asking you to try and light it with magic.
The fault is mine alone. You had no way of knowing that my aptitude for magic was so lacking. And we were lucky it only resulted in a small explosion. Had the flames spread, it easily may have proved disastrous.
Aw, don't beat yourself up over it. We were able to put it out quickly, and that's all that matters.
What a remarkably positive spin on the matter. Still, I'm relieved you weren't hurt. I have always been abysmal at magic. My father and grandfather were the same, so perhaps I inherited it from them.
Yeah. I guess you're better suited to fighting with something sharp and pointy.
Actually, I had a fair amount of interest in becoming a mage when I was a boy. An old friend of mine would give magic demonstrations, and I always found myself terribly jealous of her abilities.
Well, you know there's a school of sorcery in the capital, right? You definitely should have enrolled.
But I knew they only accepted students who display at least a modicum of talent for the craft. Every time I glimpsed one of those students, I found myself envious of their skill.
I had no idea. But hey, if you're interested, how about I teach you a bit? We can start right now.
You would do that?
Sure. See, I've been helping out at the school ever since I came back to the capital. And after talking with everyone there, I've been thinking it would be fun to, you know, teach somebody. I'd like to help people get better at magic, even if they're really, really, really bad at it.
A fine aspiration. If you'll have me, I would be honored to be your first pupil. Though I imagine your skills can be put to use helping many people besides just myself. I know I am not the first person, nor will I be the last, to accidentally conjure up an explosion.
Come on, Dimitri. It's not like I'll be that much help. But regardless, I'm confident that becoming a teacher is the path for me. Right then, Your Majesty, let's start by practicing some fire magic.
Oh god, this is not gonna end well.
You want me to cast the same spell again? Well, if you think it best.
Fire spells are the most basic magic of all. You just let the old power build up, and then boom, let loose. Okay, so start by using your hands to focus your energy.
Like this?
Don't be so hesitant. We've got plenty of water here, so really lean into it.
I wasn't intending to hold back. Perhaps I could charge it up a bit more.
Your Majesty, are you alright?
I fear we may have a long road ahead of us.
Okay, that was funny. I don't know why, but Dimitri struggling with magic is kind of funny. But yeah, imagine if you just made him a mage randomly. You know what? Whoops. Wrong button. You know what? Make Dimitri a mage. Let's go. Wait. First and foremost, I went to the wrong one. Second of all, I can't make him a mage because he hasn't mastered the class yet. No. I mean, I guess I could make him. Now he's a monk. Okay, that was not a good idea. Go back to Holy Knight, please. Now why do you have? Oh, God. Yeah, everything else should be fine. I mean, never mind. He actually uses magic. I forgot. Wait, right? Oh, I see. He shouldn't use magic, but I mean, you know what? You can use magic. No fire magic, but at least thunder magic. So there we go. But he can have his things back. That was too much for a silly little joke, but okay. Also, I'm really mad because I haven't unlocked his next class yet, and I really want to play as that. I don't know, I just really enjoyed his High Lord class actually. This kind of meh. I just didn't want him to like stay a paladin. That's why I made him my Holy Knight. And I don't think, like, if you look at the stats, it's not, the High Lord class is not like good enough to stay there. So anyway, this part has been too long, but I do not care. At least not right now. Am I gonna care tomorrow? Maybe. Am I gonna care the day after that? Maybe. Am I gonna care whenever I edit this part? Maybe. But not right now. Now I'm just vibing and living my best life. And I hope you guys are too. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.